Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca. I garden in Central Virginia, but today I'm back on the porch, which means it's time to cook something from my garden. And today I'm going to make an incredible curry using many of the ingredients from my garden. It's a summer eggplant, basil, tomato, and chickpea curry. It's a vegan dish. I'm not vegan, but this dish is packed with nutrients and it's bursting with flavors from the garden. So we're going to go ahead and make it. I'll show you what ingredients you need, and you can read the directions in a corresponding post here on YouTube. Now, this dish is easy to make, and what I do is simply make it and serve it over. I like brown rice, but you can serve it over any rice or grain that you like. It saves well. You can make it ahead. It won't be quite as vibrant if you make it ahead, but it will be delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. Your fresh ingredients include eggplant. This is enough for 2 to 3 people. I have 1 little carrot. I have half an onion, 2 garlics, a piece of ginger, a cup of cherry tomatoes, half a lemon, 2 cups of chickpeas, 2 little small green peppers or 1 bell pepper, and a bunch of basil. Ultimately, you will chop up your eggplants into 1/2 inch pieces, peppers into 1/4 inch pieces, your carrot into 1/4 inch pieces, slice your cherry tomatoes in half, chop up your onion, mince your ginger and your garlic. For the basic spices, you will want some cumin, some cinnamon powder, some sea salt, and some curry powder. I like mine spicy, but you can have a mild one. As far as optional ingredients goes, you can morph this recipe into whatever you like. I had a little bit of leftover fresh cauliflower from my garden. I had a couple of dried chili peppers. And finally, you're gonna need a little honey. About a tablespoon of honey. It's kind of a surprise ingredient. The longest part of this recipe is the prep, which is really not that hard. And I like to divide and prepare my vegetables in advance. I put them into groups in order of how I'm going to use them. Group 1, the garlic, the onions, the ginger, and if I'm using it, the hot pepper. Group 2, the eggplant and the carrots. If I was using potatoes, I'd put them in here too. Group 3, the peppers, and if I'm using cauliflower or green beans, that's when I put them in. And group 4 will go in last. That's the chopped tomatoes and the chopped basil. Put in a little oil into the or ghee if you have ghee. I don't have ghee. I'm adding group A in. Those are the onions, etc. Stir these around a bit for about 30 seconds, and we're going to add in the spices. I'm going to use about a teaspoon of curry powder. Now, I don't measure. You should if you're not familiar with curry powder. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of cumin or thereabouts and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. It's a surprise spice. We're going to stir this around. We're going to let those kind of simmer together and saute together. The flavors will begin to meld. I'm going to bring this to a boil, put a top on it, and let it cook for about 10 minutes. Stir around. See how the water has cooked down? You're going to cook these for about, I don't know, maybe about 4 minutes. This is where you're going to add some salt. I'd put about a teaspoon of salt in, but I like to taste as I go. You're going to let this cook for about 3 minutes max. If you find you've overdone it on the salt, just add a little more water. After about 3 minutes, you're going to add in the chickpeas. Stir them in well. And you're going to cook these just over a low heat for about 2 minutes until they're kind of cooked through. Remember, your chickpeas are already cooked, so you're just kind of warming them through. This is a wonderful dish to make ahead of time, and you can eat on it all week long. Well, it won't last that long in my house. All right, this has been going for about 3 minutes together, and the chickpeas are nice and warm together. Everything is melding together really nicely. Now you put your secret ingredient in. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of honey. Notice I don't measure, but you should to make this the first time. I'm a no measure cook. I try when I do recipes to actually put how much. You're just going to stir this around to make sure it gets to all parts of the dish. Now for about 2 minutes, you're going to add the tomatoes. You can use any kind of cherry tomatoes. I just happen to have the orange sunburst from my garden. If you really want to add additional protein, you can add some paneer or some tofu, or if you wanted to add a little bit of meat, you could certainly do that. I'm just making this one as a total vegetarian, actually a vegan dish. I'm not vegan, and I don't want to be, but this is a great use of your little bits of veggies and whatnot of pantry staples. All right, now that that's simmered, you're just going to add 3/4 of your basil over the top. You're going to reserve a little bit. You're going to mix that together, and then you just turn off the heat. The cool thing about this dish is you could leave it just like this and eat it later. You can make it the day before, and it will be delicious. It won't be as bright, but it is a wonderful and delicious dish. Finally, you want to squeeze it with half of that lemon. You want to brighten up this dish with the lemon juice. You can also use lime juice if that's what you have. If I get a little of the pulp in there, I'm not upset about that, one little bit. The heat has been turned off at this point, and I'm just letting this dish and all the flavors come together. Isn't that pretty? All right, you can serve this dish with the Rebecca Vineyards Viognier, which holds up to the spice really nicely and gives you lots and lots of depth of flavor. And you can do lots and lots of variations. So pull out some rice, serve it on top, and just enjoy a luscious glass of wine, preferably Rebecca Vineyards Viognier, which I made this dish to go with. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.